Hey guys, this is Test 68 Game 3 from the December 2012 LSAT. This is the service response times game. It involves a company receiving requests from its website and from its voicemail. So in particular, this is an ordering game. We know this because the service targets are set at periods of 1, 2, or 3 days. So I've laid out the numbers 1, 2, and 3 here to represent that, and we're going to be putting the targets in order. We're going to be putting, orders received via website and via voicemail in order, as well as relating the different clients' response times to each other. So we've got the different clients and website or voicemail. We've got the initial rule that no client can have a website target that is longer than its voicemail target, meaning that the website target must be lower or equal to the voicemail target time. We also know that I's voicemail target is lower than the other two voicemail targets, so IV is before SV and TV. Then finally, we know that SW is lower than TW. Now, because we know that TW will have to be before or equal to TV due to the fact that the website time is always less than or equal to the voicemail time, because SW is lower than TW, we thereby implicitly also know that SW is lower than TV, which allows us to relate these two different ordering chains to each other in a bigger web of relationships, letting us make bigger inferences. Now, I'm not doing much with, I'm not putting down IW because we don't know whether IW is equivalent to IV or if it's earlier than IV. They could be at the same time, meaning they could both be like 2 days, or IW could be even earlier than IV and be 1 day. We can't really say right now. So things are still a little bit ambiguous, but I believe this game is best represented as an ordering game with these before-after relationships. So this is all the work that I'm going to do up front. We'll be doing more over the course of the game, of course. Now, starting with question number 11. So if no one has a voicemail target of 3 days, must be true except. So we have, a couple of voicemail things already here, a before-after relationship. If IV is earlier than SV and TV, but nobody's 3, this means that SV and TV are both going to be 2, IV is going to be 1, and since TV is after SW is also going to be 1. And if SW is earlier than TW, and TW is before or equal to TV, if TV is 2, TW also has to be 2. Now, the only variable not included here right now is IW, and since IW is before or equal to IV, and IV is 1, IW is also going to be 1. So now we've accounted for, all 6 variables here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, must be true except IW is 1. Yes, that has to be the case, so A is gone. SW is 2. No, SW is actually 1. So B is not a must and is therefore our answer. I will go through the rest though. SV2, yes, that is a must right here, so C is gone. TW is 2, yes, that's a must as well. And then finally TV2, yes, that's a must as well. So E is gone, leaving B by elimination if you didn't get it before. Next, number 12, if TW is lower than TV, what must be true? So I'm going to rearrange things from the main diagram here a little bit and say that, no longer is it possible for them, TW and TV, to be equal, but TW is actually lower than TV. I'm going to extend that line a little bit longer right now, which establishes then that TV is 3, TW is 2, and SW is 1. And, IV and SV are a little bit ambiguous right now. We can't say exactly what's happening with them, but they're asking us what must be true. So the musts we have right now is TV3, TW2, SW1. And as we scan through the choices right now, we have no idea exactly where I is going. We know that SW is firmly 1, making E our answer to number 12. Next, number 13, if IW is 2, what must also be 2? So if IW is 2, and we know that IV is coming before TV, this forces TV to be 3, and IV is going to be 2 as well, because W is before or equal to V. So IV couldn't come earlier than 2, but it also can't come later than 2, because TV has to be later than that, which would make it 3. So we have these three guys right now. We know that IV is before SV, forcing SV to be on 3 as well. And then we have SW and TW. We're not sure exactly where those guys are going to fit in. But they're asking us simply what must also be 2 days. We know that IW is 2, which forced IV to be 2. So IV on 2, choice A, is our answer for number 13. Next, number 14, if SV is lower than TW. So I'm going to just stick that down right now. SV is before TW, and see what other things relate here. We know that SW is lower than TW, so I'm going to put that before TW right there. Let's see what else we have. We know that IV is lower than SV, so I'll stick that onto our chain right now. So we're starting to build bit by bit. We know that W is less than or equal to V, so if IV is on 1 right now, which of course it is because IV is 1, SV is 2, TW is 3, IW is also going to be on 1 since there is nowhere earlier for it to go. It will have to be equivalent to V. Then aside from this, we have TV, and we know that TV is after IV, so we don't know exactly where it fits in here. TV, since TW is on 3, actually, since W is less than or equal to V, TV will also have to be on 3. It couldn't be earlier and can't be later, so it has to fit right there. So we've actually got all 6 variables right here. They're asking us what could be on 2. Well, of course, SV could be on 2. In fact, it must be, but SV isn't even a choice. Both of the I's and both of the T's can be eliminated, leaving C by elimination for 14 because SW, could be 1, could be 2, we can't really say, but we eliminate all the others. Next, number 15. Which target number of days cannot be set for more than one client? So for which target could we have only one person with that number of days as its target? So we saw back in question number 14, which we just did, it was possible to have only one client have a 1-day website target. We could have had IW on 1 and SW on 2. So for that reason, we can eliminate A right now since we know it is possible. Choice B, having 2-day voicemail target by only one client, maybe. So we'll leave that alone for now. We haven't seen any evidence one way or the other on that particular choice, so we'll skip it, come back to it, hope to eliminate the others. Looking at C, a 2-day website target. Back in question number 13, we could have had more than one client with a 2-day website target. We had IW having a 2-day target. We could have also had either SW or TW as well having a 2-day website target. So we can eliminate C for that reason. Looking at D, a 3-day voicemail target. Again, back in number 13, we could have had both SV and TV on 3 days. So it was possible to have more than one client with a 3-day voicemail target, which eliminates D. So now we're down to B and E. Looking at E, a 3-day website target, we have no evidence one way or another on that issue either, although it seems pretty unlikely given that we have to have, website before equal to voicemail. So if we had, let's say, 2 clients with a 3-day website target, we'd have to have them also with a 3-day voicemail target. So it seems really unlikely, and so for that reason, I'm going to work to try and eliminate B to get E by process of elimination. So looking at B now, I'll just look at what we have right here and see, could we have more than one client with a 2-day voicemail target? So looking at what we have right now, IW is the only variable not yet placed. But what if we had, SW having 1, TW having 2, also meaning SV and TV having 2 and IV having 1, we could have IW on 1 as well. Nothing is stopping that. And this diagram actually works perfectly fine, meaning that IW, IV, and SW all have targets of 1 day, and then SV, TV, and TW all have targets of 2 days. So SV and TV both have 2-day voicemail targets, which proves it is possible to have more than one client with a 2-day voicemail target, which means that B is possible, so we eliminate it, giving us E by process of elimination. Finally, number 16, if no client has a website target of 2 days, what could be true? So we have to avoid having any clients with a 2-day website target. How do we do that? Well, we put all the websites on either 1 day or 3 days. So since we know that TW is after SW, we're going to put TW being 3 days and SW being 1 day to take care of that. We know that W is before equal to V, so if TW is on 3, that means that TV will also have to be on 3. And then since IV is before SV and TV, and IW is before even that or equal to that, IW cannot be on 3, so it will have to be on 1. So here we've laid out all the websites on either 1 or 3. Now we just have to ask ourselves what could be true. So could I's website be shorter than S's? No, they're equivalent, which gets rid of both A and B as well, actually, since B is simply asking the reverse. Looking at C, SV lower than TV. We don't really know where SV is going right now, so it's possible, and so that's actually our answer. We could easily put SV on 2 rather than 3, which would satisfy the constraints of C. So C is actually our answer right now, but I will look at D and E as well. Looking at D, TW lower than IW, impossible given that IW is actually lower than TW. Then finally E, TV lower than SV. Looking at that right now, no, TV is on 3, it's not lower than anybody, so E is gone, leaving C for number 16.